Are you new with tarot? Would you like to know how to read all 78 tarot cards under 30 minutes? Well, in this video, we're going to do just that. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what all 78 tarot cards mean and how to be able to read them the fast and easy way. I'm going to teach you exactly how I learned it. So stick around and let's do it. Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. Today, as I mentioned on the intro, we are going to learn how to read all 78 tarot cards. I will teach you exactly how I learned the cards, the fast and easy way. If you're starting with tarot, this is a perfect video for you. If you're seasoned in tarot and already know how to read the cards, then I suggest that this might not be your video. For this particular video, we're going to be using the Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is the easiest tarot deck out there in the market. This is the most known tarot deck in the market, and most other tarot decks derive from the Rider-Waite. So I suggest that if you're just starting with tarot, that you stick to this one for now and try to learn the tarot through this deck. It's going to be the easiest way for you. So I want to read a little bit of a description from this deck so that you kind of have an idea. It's designed by Pamela Colman Smith under the direction of Arthur Edward Waite. Well established as a classic, the Rider-Waite tarot deck remains faithful to the artistry of Pamela Colman Smith 1909 design. The innovative deck, once considered revolutionary, now sets the standard for tarot cards everywhere and continues to be one of the world's most popular tarot decks. So that's a very brief description of this deck. And there is other decks out there, of course, as you all know, and they're all, not all of them, but most of them are derived from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. So, for example, this is one of them, it's the Morgan Greer, and it's pretty much the same messages, but the pictures are different. So every artist has their own depiction of what the Major Arcana and Minor Arcana look like. And so we're of course going to get into all of that in a moment, but this is one of them. This is the Morgan Greer, for example. I'm just showing you some of the other ones. There's the Druid Craft Tarot deck, and both these decks plus the Rider-Waite are very beginner friendly. So if you're starting with tarot, this decks would be a good choice. But if you're really just starting, I would stick to the Rider-Waite. Inside of this deck, you get a card with a brief description of Pamela Colman Smith. And I'm not going to read it, but you can go online and you can find all kinds of information on Pamela Colman Smith and who she was. And I can tell you guys that it's not a very happy story. She was not recognized at the time for her drawings and for her work. And so if she would only look at it now and see how far her deck has come along, knowing that the Rider-Waite is one of the most famous and used tarot decks out there today, I think she would be very proud. But we are going to get started. I'm going to go over the cards. I'm going to tell you the structure of the Rider-Waite tarot deck so that you know how to sort of navigate. And this is a 101, so let's get into it, you guys. The first thing that you need to know is that the deck is composed of major arcanas and minor arcanas. And so I'm showing you some of them right now. This is the major arcanas. This is the minor arcanas. And for the minor arcanas, they are divided into 4 suits. And we'll go on to describe those 4 suits in a minute. What you need to know now is that the major arcanas are for those events in our lives that are major events. That's why they're called major arcanas. The minor arcanas is for those events that happen in our everyday life that perhaps could lead to a major arcana event. And those are composed of coins, as you can see here. And the coins are all about our financial, our things, our possessions. And those are what the coins are. Then you have the ones. The ones stand for those actions in our lives, for what we're basically doing at that moment in our lives. Action is what the ones are. The cups are all about emotions, feelings. It has to do with our emotional psyche and with our feelings. And finally, we have the swords, and the swords is all about our thinking, our thoughts, how we think about others, how we think about situations. And so a lot of people get confused mostly by the swords, but there is no reason to get confused. If we really look at the tarot and if we really start explaining what the tarot is all about, you're going to find out that it's fairly simple, you guys. And when it comes to the suits, what I recommend that you do is that you divide the deck into all of these suits. You divide the deck into the 4 minor arcana, and you divide the deck into, or separate the deck into the major arcana, and that you learn them in that order. I think that's going to make it a lot easier for you. Couple of tips as you learn the tarot. Think of the tarot deck as a story, because that's really what it is. Look at the picture, look at it carefully, and the pictures speak 1,000 words. So sometimes all we need to do is just look at the pictures to know exactly what is happening and what the cards want to tell us. Look at the number here for the major arcana. You have a number here. This one is the number 0, and this one is the Fool. Here you have the title of the card. And this is how the story begins, pretty much, with the Fool. And the Fool is a significant step into a new chapter of our lives. A new chapter is beginning. You see here, he's walking, he's not really looking. There's the dog there. It's trying to tell him, be careful. He's a little bit reckless. He's not looking. But this is the beginning of a new chapter. Number 1, the magician. The magician creates. The magician makes something out of nothing. He's got all his tools here. He's got the swords, he's got the cup, and he's got the pentacles. And with all of this, he can make something out of nothing. That's what the magician is. Number 2 is the high priestess. This is the card of mystery. She's sitting there. She's hiding something there, which is the Torah, which is the book of secret knowledge. Use your intuition. That's what this card is telling you. Pretty much trust your intuition. If you're presented with a situation and you don't really know what to do, then follow your intuition. Number 3 is the Empress. And the Empress is most of the times depicted as a pregnant figure. Why is she pregnant? She's pregnant because she gives ideas, new ideas come out of the high priestess. She is the creator in the deck. Number 4 is the Emperor. This is one of those cards and a perfect example of really look at the card and what does it say to you. The Emperor leads. The Emperor means authority, and that's what the Emperor in pretty simple words means. Number 5 is the Hierophant. It's an old-looking card, as we can see. There is 2 people here. It looks like they're seeking guidance. And this is what this card is all about. It's about guidance. It's about asking when we feel a little bit lost. Or in the modern day, it could mean that somebody's going back to school, somebody is retaking a career, and they're seeking education, they're seeking knowledge. The Lovers. This card number 6, and the Lovers could of course mean that it is a new love coming into our lives, but it also is the card of obsession. It's the card of doing something a little bit too much or falling in love with something or someone. So it is the card sort of obsession. And it could be that if it's a work-related question that the seeker is asking and the Lover's card comes up, it could be that maybe he or her is working too much and that is spending too much time at the office. It could be that a new job opportunity that they're going to love is going to come in. So depending on what the question is, This is how you can apply the card. And of course, it could be all about love, of course, as we just said. The Chariot. The Chariot is all about moving. It's about movement forward. And this is what this card is all about. It could be in modern days that somebody's taking a trip. It could be that the seeker will be going away for a while. The card of movement. Number 8 is the Strength, and the Strength is all about inner strength. This card reminds us not to give up. This card is telling us to keep going. There is strength. You see here a woman taming the mouth of a lion. She's comfortable in that position. The lion allows her to do that. He trusts her, and she trusts the lion. It's about strength, just like the card says. Number 9 is the Hermit. And the Hermit is all about introspection. It's about spending time alone. It's about taking that time to rethink our situation, to, when we're feeling lost, to look at the light in front of us and look at what's in front of us and follow that. It's about introspection. It's about taking some time to meditate and to know what our next step is going to be. The Hermit. Number 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is fate. It's all about fate. It's about evolution. The world keeps turning. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. It just depends. Number 11, Justice. And of course, justice has to do with legal matters. But if the word legal matters don't apply to the particular reading, it could mean that justice is coming, fairness is coming. What you deserve or what the seeker deserves is coming and will be fair. Number 12, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is all about delays. You see here, there's this figure. He's hanging from a tree and he's hanging by his leg. He's had a halo here. This is divine wait. It means you have to wait. Don't be distracted also, it means, by obsessions or by things that are not supposed to making you go forward. This is the card of delays. This card is telling you to please not be distracted. The Death card, number 13. It is pretty self-explanatory. And as frightening as this card may look to some people, it really is not that frightening. The way I look at this card is that, yes, something is ending, but then again, something is beginning. As you can see here, the sun is rising. And there will be a new day coming. There will be a new situation coming. One situation is ending and another situation is beginning. And that is death or rebirth, as they call it in other decks. Number 14 is Temperance. And Temperance is depicted by an angel. This card is all about patience. Don't rush. Trust in what's coming. Trust in your destiny. It is coming and it will be good. You just need to be patient and you need to balance the situation out. That's what temperance is all about. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot outside of the water. Patience. The Devil. And as alarming as this card may look to many of us, it really is not what it seems. The Devil card, to me, is a warning card. So it doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen. It just means that be careful. There is obsessions there. There is maybe addictions there. There is bad relationships maybe there. As you can see here, there is these two figures here that are chained up, but they can make themselves free, but they choose not to make themselves free. So the devil has to do with your own doing. So watch out. Make sure that you have all of those obsessions at hand and that you tame them and that you have them under control. And so that's what the Devil card means. Be careful. The Tower. The Tower is and could be a very alarming card. And once again, these are the major arcana. These are major events that are supposed to happen in our lives. But just like the Death card, this is also a new beginning sort of a card. It's just that a change is coming And it could be a very uncomfortable change, but just as you see here, this tower is built on shaky ground. This needs to tumble down. This needs to come up again on solid ground. So it's a new beginning, but the change will be uncomfortable. So there's some sort of a change coming. We may not like it. You see here, there's people falling from the tower, and that's going to hurt. So an uncomfortable card, but in the end, something that needs to happen to make our lives better. The Star. Whenever I see this card, I tell everybody, make a wish. So that's really what the card means, and that's really what the star means. It means your wishes will come true. What you're thinking of creating is probably a good idea. Follow what you're doing. Follow the star and you will get there. That's what the star card is. It's encouragement. The Moon. The Moon is the card of unknown, is the card of darkness. And not in a bad sense, but it's the card of when we don't feel clear enough, when we can't see the clear picture in front of us, when we are standing on murky waters, more will be revealed. Usually when the Moon card comes around, we suggest that you look and examine your dreams, as many messages may come in your dreams. You see here, you have two animals looking over at the moon, and you have this lobster here. She wants to find the way through. The Sun. The Sun is one of the happiest cards on the deck, and it means brightness, it means light, it means health. It means that your path is directly in front of you and you're going on the right path. Just keep following the path and you'll get there. You are being illuminated by the sun. Judgment. The Judgment card is one of my favorite cards on the deck. This card calls us to wake up, to leave that old life behind. As you can see here, there's an angel and he is sounding the horn. And you see all of these people here waking up from the dead, literally rising from their coffins. And so when this card comes around, it tells you to leave behind the old patterns and to start new patterns. Get on with your life with a new way of life. I think this is a wonderful card, and it's number 20. And of course, there is 21 of the major arcanas, and we end the major arcanas with the World. The World means that a new cycle has begun and an old one has ended. So you have the world at your feet. A new cycle is beginning and an old cycle has ended. It's kind of like a blank canvas. What comes next is up to you. And with that, we'd finished the major arcana. And now we're going to step into the minor arcana, and we are going to begin with the wands. Now, the minor arcana are numbered. And at the end of the minor arcana, or the number, there's usually 10 cards. Not usually, there is 10 cards. And then you have what they call court cards. And the court cards can be confusing to many people, but they're not going to be confusing in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly what these court cards mean. So you have the page, you have the knight, you have the queen, and you have the king. Tell us all about something that is new. It's usually depicted by a young person. It means a new opportunity is coming. A young opportunity may be appearing, yet to be discovered. The Knight of Wands in this particular case, and you're going to find knights for all 4 suits. This one is motion. This one means you are going for what you believe. You are taking action on the project that you're thinking of doing. The Queen of Wands, and there is a queen for all of the suits, of course, and she is nurturing. She makes sure that she nurtures. She takes care of what has been done, and she takes care and nurtures the activities and the work that we have put in. And the king is all about taking control of your actions, responsibility. He is at the end of the court cards. Let's continue with the wands. This is the Ace of Wands. The card of a new start, of something like a new opportunity is coming. The Ace of Wands. And once again, these are numbered from 1 to 10 and then follow the court cards, which we just did. The Two of Wands. Deciding what to do in the world, deciding what to do with his life. It's just beginning. So from number 1 to number 10, 1 being the beginning, number 10, the maturity of the life and of the actions. Number 3 is creation, putting it out into the world, waiting for your ship to come in. You put them out there, you wait for the results to come in. You've already done the actions. Now you wait. Number 4, stability. Is the card of stability. It's home. As you can see here, you have 2 figures. They're rejoicing. They have flowers, flower bouquets on their hands. There's a family. There's a castle on the back. This also can mean that there's a marriage coming. There's a celebration about to happen. Number 5s. You will see that number 5s are the cards of conflict. Whenever a number 5 comes, which is right in the middle of the deck, it's almost like thinking that the number 5 is that time when we are going through a crisis. So it's the middle of the road, and that's the number 5. In this particular case, the number 5 of Wands means conflict. As you can see here, there is all these people here, and they're fighting. It could be that there is fighting at work. It could be that there is competition with colleagues. Most of the times this has to do something with work. Number 6 is the card of victory. That's what it is. You see here, he's riding his horse. He's got here his wand, and people are cheering him. It's the card of victory. This is the card number 7 of Wands. This is the card of defending. You see here, he's defending his territory. There's all these other ones coming at him, and he's standing there in a defensive mode. He's defending his beliefs. He's defending what he is doing. The number 8 of Wands is all about movement. When this card appears, you know that something is coming. Most of the times it means that there's a lot of action coming in. It could also mean that there is a message or a letter that is going to be arriving. A lot of the times in the modern world, we think of the 8 of Wands as maybe a message coming. Maybe you will receive those news that you were waiting for. The 8 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands, you're almost there. You see, he's got that wall behind him. He's created that wall. He's almost at the end of the road. He's a little bit hurt, but he's still standing. It's okay. He's going to make it. He's tired and exhausted. And number 10 is the card of burdens. The number 10 for this particular suit has all to do with being burdened. You see here, he's carrying all these wands. He can't see in front of him anymore. He is tired and he's overwhelmed by all of these wands. Maybe he should drop a couple. Maybe it would make his way a lot easier. And then again, we come to our court cards. The Page of Wands, which we already reviewed. The Knight of Wands, which is movement. The Queen of Wands, which is nurturing and taking care of what you have created. And the King of Wands is taking complete control and responsibility for what you have created. He is accomplished. He's already there. Now we come to the suit of Pentacles. This is the Ace of Pentacles. You see there is a hand coming out of the clouds and is presenting a coin to you. That means a new opportunity. New finances, new money opportunities may be coming your way. Number 2, a decision, juggling monies, juggling multiple tasks. You have to make a decision. You have to balance things out. Number 3 of Pentacles is creating, is working together. This is the Apprentice card. This is when he's just starting and he's learning his work and he's working together with others so he can learn. So this is the card of working together. This is the card of apprenticeship. Number 4 of Pentacles. As you can see, he's very concerned about his finances. He's even a bit worried, one can say, about his finances. He's stepping on them. He's holding it. He's holding another one on top of his head. And he is very concerned about finances. Trying to hold on to finances, trying to hold on to them. The 5 of Pentacles, and as we just commented, the 5s are and bring either loss or conflict. In this particular case with the 5 of Pentacles, we see 2 people walking out on the snow. It's cold, they're sick. This is the card of financial loss. All 5s are losses. Out in the world, out in the cold, being left out in the cold. Financial loss. The number 6 of Pentacles, generosity. He has enough to share with others, as you can see. This is the card of generosity. The number 7 of Pentacles, he is waiting and he's looking at his money grow. That is, he's put in the work and now he sees that his money is growing. And from all of that, he can pick what really he likes to do. And so this is, he already put it in the work. Now he's seeing his money grow. And perhaps he's going to really focus on one thing that he really likes. The number 8 of Pentacles. And this is the master craftsman. He works hard, and he's an expert. He's a craftsman. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He knows exactly what his job is. And he's very busy, as you can see. Busy working. The number 9 of Pentacles. She's well accomplished. This is the card of financial fulfillment. Well established. Enjoying the luscious things in life. As you can see, this has a lot of gold colors, which means that there is plenty to be joyful about. She's holding her pentacles, not holding, but leaning on them, sort of. She's got a falcon on her hand, and she's just enjoying, and she's an accomplished businesswoman. She has created her money. She has nothing to worry about and everything to enjoy. Number 10. Number 10 is financial windfall. When this card appears, you basically won't have to worry about money at this moment. It means that opportunities are coming. The number 10 of Pentacles can also mean that there is inheritance money coming in. And so, as you can see, there is literally pentacles falling from the sky. You see an old man here, you see a younger couple here, you see a child here. It could be that inheritance is coming, but it's literally money raining down. It's a very positive card when it comes to finances. And now we get into the court cards again. Here we have the page. And the page is a young person. This is a new financial path. That means a new financial path is coming your way. We have the knights. Knights are movement. They are fourth word making movement. So he is taking this pentacle and he's running with it. The knights are the fastest moving cards in this whole tarot deck. So he's taking the pentacle and he's moving forward. He's doing. And of course, we have the queen. She's taking care of her finances. She is nurturing her finances. You see here, she's sitting on her throne. She's holding her pentacle, and she is all about taking care of the finances. And then, of course, we have the king, and he is established. He's also taking care of his finances, but he's strong, and he takes responsibility for all that he has created. And now we get into the suit of cups. The cups, remember, are all about emotions, are all about feelings, about love, about how we feel from the heart. So this is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about a new emotional relationship coming. Maybe it could be that a baby is also on its way. It is the card of new emotions, whether it would be love, whether it would be a new life, a new child. It is a rejoiceful card. Number 2 of Cups, and this one is the card of working together, union, two people rejoicing and coming together. It doesn't have to be about love. It can also be about working together with somebody else, but doing it in a harmonious way. So, community together. It could also be a partnership. The 3 of Cups, as you can see here, we have 3 women celebrating, raising their cups. It could be that a celebration is coming. It could be that there is a family reunion about to happen. So it is the card of rejoicing. It is the card of having a good time, sort of a party, if one can say. The number 4 of Cups is the card of disinterested. He's not happily fulfilled. He's not fulfilled at all. You see here, heaven is offering him a cup, but he's not interested. He sees the other cups here, and these are the ones that he wants. He is not interested. Maybe he is depressed. So this is the card of being disinterested, feeling sad, being perhaps a bit depressed. Number 5 is loss. Number 5 is grieving. You see here, there's this man standing there. There's 3 cups that have turned upside down and they spilled. There's 2 cups behind him. He is wanting to cross the river. He is mourning something he has lost. And so the number 5 of Cups is loss and mourning. Number 6 is the card of nostalgia, being taken back to childhood, being taken back to the past. You see here an image of what looks like a child, but it actually has a woman's head. And here is a child. This is a depiction of this child being this woman. And so this card takes us back to our childhood. When this card comes around, I say that it could be that you are going to be meeting somebody from your past, from your past or from your childhood. Somebody from your past may be coming back. Number 7 of Cups, this is the card of confusion. As you see, he's standing there, he's looking at all these cups, he has no idea how he needs to feel. There's so many emotions going on and he is confused. He doesn't know how he needs to feel. He is confused. The 8 of Cups is walking away from an emotional past, from something that did not serve you well. Maybe this is walking away from a relationship. When this card appears, it could be that somebody's breaking up. It could be that somebody is going through a divorce. This is the card of leaving, walking away. The 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is emotional fulfillment. You see here, he's sitting there, he's smiling, he's got all of his cups behind him, and he is content. He is emotionally fulfilled. When this card arrives, you can tell that the seeker is satisfied with what is going on in his emotional life or her emotional life. He's content. Number 10. The number 10 is happy ever after card. We all want to see the 10 of cups in one of our readings. When the 10 of cups comes around, you know that everything is harmonious. You know that everything is where it needs to be. As you can see here, you see a family and you see the children dancing around, and then there's all of their cups there in a rainbow. So once again, you guys, you look at the card, you see what's going on. What does this card tell you? So pictures speak 1,000 words. And now we get into the court cards. And here we have the page, new emotional beginning. So the page is presenting us with a new emotional beginning. It could be that there is a new situation about to start. And so it's going to bring you new emotions. And of course, here we see the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is taking action. A lot of the times when we see the Knight of Cups, we think that a new love might come into your life. It could also mean new love. And of course, we have the Queen of Cups. And she is nurturing, the mother. She's the wife. She's the sister. She is that female figure that just nurtures you. A lot of us think of when we see the Queen of Cups as the mother. And of course, we have the King of Cups. This is emotional leadership. This is when you feel that you have been able to control your emotions and you find yourself in a stable place when it comes to emotions. Stability. And now we come to the swords, the suit of swords. And the swords is all about our thoughts, as I mentioned before. This is everything that we're thinking about. These are our thoughts. So the Ace of Swords, this is a new way of thinking. We are seeing things from a new perspective. It can also mean the truth. The Ace of Swords. A lot of the times when the Ace of Swords comes around, it means that you will be finding something new. Somebody will be revealing something to you. And now we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is making a decision. We need to decide which way do we go, what do we do, but we're baffled. You see, she's blinded. She has a piece of cloth running through her face. She cannot see. She must take a decision. The Three of Swords. This one is exactly how it looks. This is the card of heartbreak, an emotional loss. This is the card of sorrow. Something has happened and you feel hurt. Number 4. Number 4 is taking a break. We are not thinking about anything. We are taking a break. As you can see here, there's a figure laying there. He's sleeping. He's not thinking about anything. This means we must cut what we're thinking about and we must take a break. Number 5. This is the card of isolation. He chooses to think alone. He needs to ask for help, but chooses not to ask for help. He thinks he can do it all on his own. You see here, you have two figures here. They have dropped the swords. He's picking them up. He thinks he can do it alone. But what he should really be doing is asking for help. Number 6. This is the card of sailing to smoother waters. This is after a heartache. This is sailing to smoother waters, leaving the rough waters behind. As you can see here, she's sitting there. She looks exhausted. There's a child next to her. And then there is the boat rider, and he's taking them away to calmer waters. Number 7 of Swords. Whenever this card appears, I always say, look out, there's a thief out there. This is the card of thievery. This is the card of where somebody has been robbed or somebody feels like they have been robbed. Number 8 of swords. She feels like she is stuck. She feels like she is not allowed to move. And it is all in her thoughts. Her thoughts are making her a prisoner. She is a prisoner of her own thoughts. But she can get rid of this. She can stop thinking that way. She can untie this rope that has her tied up and she can be free. But she chooses to be a prisoner of her own thoughts. Number 9 of swords, and this is the card of anxiety. As you can see here, there is a man, he's standing up, he's sitting on his bed and he can't sleep. It looks like he just had a nightmare. He can't sleep, he's too worried about his life, his thoughts will not leave him alone. This is the card of anxiety, worrying, thinking, up at night, not being able to sleep. And we have the card number 10 of swords. And the 10 is the number where everything is completed. The end of an anguish. It is as bad as it's going to get. Now it's going to get better. So this is sort of like the death card, but this is a minor arcana. So this card is telling us that the worst is behind us. It can only get better from here. So here's nighttime. You can see here, it looks like a new day is going to begin. And even though he's laying there and these swords are going through his body, there will be a better time coming. And of course, we get into the court cards. The page, sorry. New way of thinking. This is a new way of thinking. The Knight of Swords. And as you can see, the Knight of Swords is movement. This is one of the fastest cards in the deck, if not the fastest card. As you can see, the horse is running, he's lifting his sword, and he's going for it. This is determination. This is going to get it. This is a way of thinking that at the same time, one must be careful. One must kind of slow down and think before you act. So, the Knight of Swords. We have the Queen. She's nurturing and she is thinking. What is the best option? What is the softest option? But she's meticulous. So she thinks about the best way to come up with a solution, but she is very meticulous. Nurturing. And here we have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is about authority, is about responsibility for our thoughts. We must take responsibility for our thoughts. We cannot be reckless any longer. So this is the card of clarity, and he is reminding us to take responsibility, to take authority for our thoughts. So if we're thinking of making a layout or a spread, let's do that. I'm going to show you a very basic spread, which is the 3-card spread. It basically is the past, the present, and the future. So what do we see here? We see the Fool as the past. We see the 5 of Wands as the present, and we see the 10 of Coins. So if we think about these cards and if we put them together, we see a new beginning. The Fool is all about a new beginning, a new chapter of our lives. Then we see the 5 of Wands. We see difficulties coming in front of us or ahead of us. We must stay focused. We must overcome those difficulties. And in the end, we see a windfall. We see money, advantages. We see that all of our actions have benefited us and have brought us some money. So, you guys, I hope that you have found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to comment. Are you new with tarot? Did you start tarot a long time ago? Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have any questions, if I can be of further assistance. And as I always say, you guys, Thank you for watching, and until the next time.